Hey y'all, IrixGuy here, back again with another live show. Now if you're watching this at approximately about 5 till 5 p.m. New York City time, then this is a live show. This is Epic Drone Show, so it's everything drone. We do have a guest in the studio. I actually got a ton of people coming in from the internet. You need to share on your social media. Let's grow this even more, guy. We're getting overwhelmed with the number of real-time viewers. This is great. And we've also got, well, we did have, where'd it go? Hey, Sean Coonery. Sean Coonery. We got Sean Coonery, the enormous Maine Coon cat. Ooh. He said he is here in the studio. I'm going to put him over here. Hey, Sean Coonery, go sit. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, if you're considering a Phantom 4 Advanced, man, hey, check out, if you're in the market for a drone, check out epicdroneshow.com because I've got all the models there. I've got the Phantom 4 Advanced, Phantom 4 Pro, just the Phantom 4 Regular, the Mavic Pro, the DJI Spark, you name it, it's all there. But, so we got Sky High Videography. Hey, welcome aboard. JC10, welcome aboard. Umar, I-2017. I-2017 all the way from Australia. That's pretty epic. Sean Coonery agrees. He says that is awesome. Everybody's tuning in live to check out the drone show. But yeah, there's you know, obviously right now we're in a state of limbo. We're waiting for Phantom 5, waiting for Mavic Pro 2. I mean, it's already at the time of hosting this live show. It's already yeah, it's August the 8th already. So, you know, August, again, I stand by my August speculative release time for the Phantom 5 and or the Mavic Pro 2. But, I mean, we're already on August the 8th. So, you know, DJI needs to get to it. They need to put something out there for us. Let's see. We got, hey, Sean Coonery. I've got a secondary camera in here today. I'm working on some stuff in the studio. You see if I can get him on the other camera here. Let's see. Yeah, so we got sorry, I had something in the control room here. So I've got another camera. Let me pull it off tripod here. So I've got this other camera, and this is kind of cool. So I can flip to it, and you should be able to still hear me. But that is Sean Coonery, the enormous Maine Coon cat, sitting there eating an afternoon snack, of course. But yeah, Phantom 5, I personally predict, again, Phantom 5 and or Mavic Pro 2. I mean, it seems that DJI's got to release something, or at least unveil something in August, because, you know, again, they've got to, logistically, when they release something, they've got to make sure that they have time to get that drone in all the various warehouses. Because just because they release something doesn't mean it's going to be available for the consumer to buy. So it's you know, to me, August only makes sense, and it's August now. You know, come on DJI, let's get this Phantom 5, let's get this Mavic Pro 2 out there. You know, we waited long enough, and we're ready for the next drone. You know, the Spark was a good teaser, but we're ready for Phantom 5, and we're ready for Mavic Pro 2. So, yeah, let's see. DJ Paco, Aloco. Hey, Irix, love your drone videos. Thanks, man. I appreciate the feedback. This is, you know, it's important because these shows are of minimal value if it's not for an audience. And you know, tuning in live, commenting live, you know, sharing your drone stories. Both good and bad, obviously. sharing all of that's what it's all about. So this is I would say this is an open forum that's live for everyone to talk about whatever they want to talk about pertaining to drones. So yeah, there's obviously a lot of people are extremely excited about the Phantom 5. Do you think you're more excited about the upcoming Phantom 5 or the upcoming Mavic Pro 2? And why are you most excited about the one that you're most excited about? Kind of damaged. This is my secondary webcam. It's partially damaged. I'm trying to figure out how to recover it. But yeah, that's kind of annoying. The little grip thing on the bottom broke. Kind of broke, not all the way. But I'm going to put that down there. Just have a secondary camera. Yeah, I'm kind of I'm excited about the Phantom 5 because I think we're going to see, again with it, I think we're going to see the most radical innovation. I think DJI stuck with the pretty much the same proven formula for the Phantom, and I think it's time for them to step out. Yeah, like Adam said, hope to see a hybrid between the two. See something come out that when you look at it, you can still say that's a Phantom, but at a quick glance, you may not immediately realize that that's the latest Phantom. And now, I mean, that's got to be where, I don't say it's got to be, but my assumption is that that's likely where Phantom 5 would head. And I think with Mavic Pro 2, we're going to see a more refined experience, a better camera, better image quality, better video stability. Hopefully something that does not have tap to focus. If you're like me, tap to focus is a pain, and it's just something to forget and ruin an otherwise awesome video because you forgot to tap to focus. I2017 says Phantom 5, however, if the video quality is equal or better than Phantom 4, I would look at it. I like the idea of the size. Yeah, it's gonna, it's definitely going to be interesting to see where they take this, because it's, you don't want to risk losing the most popular drone platform on the market, because if you innovate too much and you create something that's too different immediately. Now keep in mind, any sort of design team, they can create incremental updates. So they can, if you look at Phantom 1 through present, Phantom 4 Pro, they pretty much all look the same to some degree. But if you had a subtle change in the next Phantom and then a subtle change in the next and the next, over time, those subtle design changes could then morph into something radically different. So are they going to take that slower approach while moving towards this, I'll just call it the king of the DJI Phantoms, the best Phantom that's ever been made? Or are they going to take the drastic approach and potentially scare some customers off, and potentially lose some of that brand recognition when people look at it? Look at cars, for example. Look at some big cars like, like, let's just say BMW and Mercedes. You look at those, they all pretty much look the same. But every few years, they'll radically redesign the body. But when you look at it, you still know it's a BMW or it's a Mercedes. But they don't tend to do that year to year. So year to year design changes are very subtle. But every several years, you may see a more drastic redesign of that vehicle. So with drones, I think DJI may take the same approach. I2017 says, I like the idea of the size. Sorry, Maverick. It's early in the morning. So actually, I2017 is more excited about the the DJI Mavic Pro 2 than the upcoming Phantom 5. That's interesting. Yeah, the size, that's something all along. Since day one of drones, I've said, we need something smaller. We need something more lightweight, something more portable. And, that was something I emphasized very heavily when DJI unveiled the first Inspire, because it was too big, it was too heavy. And for a moment I was afraid that DJI was going to go down a path that would be very dark. You know, too big, too heavy. No, we want smaller. We want lighter weight. We want something that's more portable. And when I say we, I mean I can't speak for everyone, but it would seem to make sense if, you know, if you're going to go out and get a cell phone, you'd probably want something small rather than, you know, let's say you just carry, you know, something this size. Or what if you had to carry something like this? You had to carry like something this big, and you had to carry multiple parts, and then to get on a phone call you had to get this piece, and then you had to get this piece to charge it, and you're carrying around all this stuff. Would you want to carry all this stuff around? And I know those aren't cell phones, I'm not stupid. It's just stuff I had on my desk. Or would you rather carry this around? So, Ronald Foreman, welcome aboard. I-2017 says the Phantom 4 is so good, I can live with the weight and size. I agree. The Phantom 4 is a magical beast, you know, a manageable beast. You know, not too big, not too heavy. The Phantom 4 is what I filmed in 4K 30, the intro to this live show and the outro to this live show. That was Phantom 4 in 4K 30. No tap to focus requirement. Image quality is good. Video stability is good. No complaints. But, you know, like anything else, we want something better. You know, imagine, you know, just imagine what's next. And that's, you know, the Phantom 5 and the Mavic Pro 2. Give me a Mavic Pro 2 with a camera as good or better than Phantom 4. And when I'm talking image quality and then also image video stability, just imagine how awesome that would be. And they got pretty close with the Mavic Pro, the original Mavic Pro. They got pretty close. But it's not perfect, but that's to be expected. But look at how quickly they created something great. I mean, with Mavic Pro version 1, it's great. It's not excellent. It's good. It's great, but it's not excellent. But for them to do that with version 1 of a new design, just think about how awesome Mavic Pro 2 is going to be. Because Mavic Pro is obviously leaps and bounds better than a Phantom 1, Phantom 2, Phantom 2 Vision Plus. So, yeah. Nate Sarog says, Phantom 5, we need it, we want it. We need it. No, it's like food. You got to eat. And I'm getting hungry. You know, we got, we've been teased. We've been given these little small tidbits, these sparks. And, you know, it's time for the sparks to fly. And, you know, we need Mavic Pro 2 and Phantom 5. I-2017 says, I have a 4K TV and it looks unbelievably good. So a smaller version with video quality and the ability to zoom. Great point about the zoom. I think that's a cool idea. Especially if you're hovering and you're trying to get a cool video of something, that zoom would be a great feature. And tilt. Yep. Oh, you nailed it, man. You nailed it. Hey, Sean Coonery. I'm going to adjust this camera right here behind me for a second. Hold on just a second. Hey. Let's see if that's properly aligned. Actually, I think it is. Let's see. So this is the secondary camera. That is a guest in the studio. Hey, Sean Coonery. Sean Coonery. He said he prefers the, he said he's kind of on the fence. He said, I don't know if I prefer the Phantom 5 or the Mavic Pro 2. He said he's still on the fence. That's weird. I lost the video feed to Sean Coonery. Let's see what happened there. That is really weird. Oh, I see what happened. No? Huh. Well, let's just put the feed back to myself. For some reason, that camera's been dropped, so it's got some technical issues. Nate Sarog says, do you ever fly in illegal places? No. No, 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 no. I-2017 says, I'm sure in time we'll have it, but it will cost me $10K plus before I would get it. Say hello to your guest. Hey, Sean Coonery. I-2017 says hello. Let me see if I can fix that camera that's on him. That's annoying that it's failing. Connected here. Hey, Sean Coonery. Okay, I think I may have fixed it. Let's see. Yeah, now we got Sean Coonery live. Hey, Sean Coonery. He said all you had to do is unplug and replug the USB cable, fool. He said, how stupid are you? Ha ha ha. So, yep, that's the secondary camera here in the studio. It was Sean Coonery listening in. He said he likes to fly drones. He likes to get his paws on the latest and greatest drone technology. So, I-2017 says never fly in illegal places. It will stuff it for everyone with the law. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there's so many idiots. Now here's the problem. You know, there's people out there that are idiots, and they're just naturally dumb. But then there's people out there that are intelligent, but they're dumb not to go out and learn what they're getting into before they start the drone hobby. And they create perception problems. They create perception problems for hobbyists everywhere. And you know that's what we've got to do. And preached it multiple times. We've got to be drone evangelists. You know, we've got to spread that safe and responsible message when it comes to being a drone hobbyist. You know, what is one doing when they're out in the field and they've got a controller in their hand? And they've got this thing buzzing around that sounds like a lot of bees. You know, what is that person trying to accomplish? And the answer is quite simple. They're out there having a good time. You know, they're enjoying this hobby, flying drones. That's what they're doing. You know, there's no deep, dark, hidden agenda to it, like a lot of media would lead one to believe. You know, there's no hidden agenda. It's just going out and having a good time and experiencing the technology. But it's the people out there that are irresponsible that are creating huge, gaping perception issues for drone hobbyists like us. So again, you know, preach safe and responsible drone use as much as you can. I-2017 says, sorry, have to go to work. Have a wonderful day, and I'll watch the replay tonight. Very cool. Yeah, and this will, after this live show concludes, it'll be available on epicdroneshow.com. Marissa says, hi, what an adorable cat. Hey, Sean Coonery, did you hear that? They said, you're an adorable cat. He said he knows that he is, so, you know, you didn't even have to say that. But, Nate Zarog says, I bought a $3,000 MacBook Pro, and the next day I returned it. Apple decided to eliminate most inputs like SD card inputs or regular USB. You know, yeah, that's a very interesting point about the new MacBook, and it's a shame because one thing that I liked about the new MacBook was the ability to charge by way of USB-C. So a lot of people say, well, what's that matter? Well, you know, if you got a USB battery bank, if you got a car charger, if you got a solar charger that has a USB port on it, it's easy to charge that laptop on the go. But everything else, like you're saying, they left out the SD card slot. I mean, how thin is that anyway? That's just kind of stupid. They left that out. It's got the touch bar on it, which is kind of neat, but, God, adds a lot to the price. I'm ready to see the next MacBook. I love Mac, and I'm on a Mac now, and my laptop is an older model MacBook with a Retina display. But, yeah, Tim Cook needs to get out and release something cool in 2018. I-2017 says, with no Zoom, how do we spy on people? Ha, ha, ha. See, that's the other thing. The media, they would lead people to believe that drones are not a hobby, that drones are some sort of spy tool, and that's not the case. I mean, they're up there to capture capture cool videos for YouTube, cool photos for websites, whatever your hobby may revolve around. In my case, it's videos. You know, I like to capture a lot of good videos with a drone because I can't capture a video with any other camera that looks as stable. And Sean Coonery agrees. He says, you are right. So yeah, we're going to have... Nate's Rock says, Apple has deserted video and photographers. Well, actually, I hear what you're saying. They abandoned a really cool tool called Aperture, and now they've gone to Photos app, which is kind of their one-stop shop. But I will say they've got the tools out there. I love Final Cut Pro 10 for video editing, but they need to add more advanced features to both that and the photo editing tools, because there's no reason that they shouldn't own the video and photo space. And I mean, obviously, I do all my edits with stills and video on a Mac, but you're right. They've kind of stepped away, and I think with the upcoming iMac Pro, I think we may see some new software hit, and it'll hopefully be geared more towards the pro user base, because they're going to get into VR, 360-degree spherical, and all kinds of good stuff. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Apple evolves throughout the next couple quarters. But yeah, it's gonna. And why has Apple not released a drone? It would seem to me that that would be something that they would just love to have in their store, because Apple fanboy is a very rare cat. An Apple fanboy is somebody that anytime Apple comes out with something, that they feel a need to go and pick it up and wait in line and camp out or whatever. So why they wouldn't sell a drone? Maybe they're waiting for all the regulations and that to kind of settle, because there for a while is a very uncertain climate for drone hobbyists, and now, at least temporarily, and hopefully you don't jinx us, but it seems like things are hopefully starting to calm down a little bit. The newness is wearing off a little bit when it comes to drones, and the people that are still involved, for hopefully the majority of the people that remain involved are the responsible people, like everybody here I hope is watching this show. We're trying to promote this hobby in a positive way, being drone evangelist and preaching drone safety and responsible drone use. So yeah, I don't know, but have y'all, I mean, is there anything new coming out? I mean, we hope that Phantom 5 and Mavic Pro 2 is right around the corner, but are there any other, maybe even fly-by-night drone companies that are touting that they're going to release something that may be cool? Or, I mean, it's been I don't know, DJI Spark, something new, but I want what's next. Spark is all right, but it's just not exactly what I'm looking for, at least version 1 of it. So yeah, very very interesting stuff. Yeah, this is pretty cool. This other, I got to do something with that camera. That thing froze up. It's crazy. Let me see if it's not frozen anymore. Ah, there we go. Hey, Sean Coonery. He said he is back on the camera. Yep. So that's yeah, and if you're watching this video and you develop drones or whatever, and you're looking for someone to really take your drone out and see what it does or what it doesn't do, I'm looking for what's next. And I'll be frank right now, in this state of limbo, I'm looking for something new, and it hasn't hit yet. So I'm really I may be overselling the idea of Phantom 5 and Mavic Pro 2 being something awesome, but I mean, it's got to be. You know, we've become immune to what I'd like to refer to as the micro enhancements of these drones. I mean, they're, you know, it's a small improvement here and there. Ivamago, welcome aboard. Welcome to Epic Drone Show Live. If you're watching this at approximately 5:17 New York City time, this is a live show. So your comments that you're typing, I can see live and interact with y'all. So, you know, if you haven't shared this, we got a lot of people watching now. But if you haven't shared this on your social media, share it and tell everybody else to tune in that you know. Nate's Rock says, do you have an interest in drone racing? Actually, I don't. And the reason I say I don't is because I've seen it on TV and I've seen it on the internet, and it does nothing for me. It's like, oh, they're racing a drone around a track. I think it's just a personal thing because a lot of people are into that, and I think it's cool, and it's great because it brings positive exposure to the drone hobbyist realm. But personally, I just, you know, my interest, my fascination is going out and capturing a video, a gimbal stabilized video. So to just race around, I mean, I guess it'd be cool if you wanted to go out and say, hey, I can beat you racing a drone, and you go home feeling like you're the winner. But, you know, I can win a round of golf. I can win in any other competitive activity, and it just doesn't do anything for me. You know, whether I win or lose, I don't care. But when it comes to winning, when it comes to you know, YouTube, that's what I care about. You know, I want to continue to grow this channel. You know, get past 100 million video views and a whole lot more. Get past 100,000 subscribers as soon as possible, and then obviously a whole lot more after that. So when it comes to competitive events, that's what I'm after. You know, I'm after YouTube growth. So for me, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that like drone racing, and that's cool. I mean, it seems like a fun hobby. But unfortunately, I personally don't have an interest in it. Not to say that if, I mean, I don't know, maybe I need to try it out. That could be some cool video content, but I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it. Let's see. About a half hour in here. And I got some really fancy hot dogs. I got these hot dogs that are fancy. So it's like you cook them, and I guess they taste better than regular hot dogs. So I'm going to fire some of those up and eat fancy hot dogs. I may even get some cheese dip out of a can and eat with that. So, you know, I got to get that going, you know, with it being about 5:21 p.m. New York City time. Got to get my cheese dip. Got to get my grill going so I can do that and then go to the gym and continue to, what I like to say is maintain. You know, it's not necessarily a weight loss program because, yeah, I need to lose weight. But Caitlin Papa says, hiya, cutie. Welcome aboard. Live show. Thanks for tuning in at approximately 5:20 p.m. New York City time. This show obviously is about everything drone and anything else. You know, you want to bring in a big Maine Coon cat. Hey, Sean Coonery. You are very famous. Yeah, and if you haven't checked out his videos, you can check them out. Just go to SeanCoonery.com. Adam says, do you like New York? New York's a cool place. I mean, for what it is, it's congested. But with the congestion comes all types of excellent cuisine. You know, it's a situation where one could go out for dinner for probably the rest of their life and not eat everywhere because there's so many places to eat. It's Adam says West Coast is great for adventure too. Cool stuff in California. Yeah, I don't say I've never been to California, but I've never really explored California. It's beautiful out there. I did go to British Columbia, so that was I'm guessing a lot of the terrain with the hemlock trees and the mountains and that sort of stuff, it's probably pretty similar. So yeah, that's something I want to do. You know, is check out California. Go out there and explore. Caitlin says, always a pleasure watching you. Thanks so much. And if you haven't subscribed, you know, definitely you need to. And share with others too, because my short-term objective is to hit 100,000 subscribers and 100 million video views. So, you know, it's growing. It's close to let's see where I am today on subscribers. Let's see. Today I'm only at approximately 52,932 subscribers, and my video views are only let's see, approximately 35.8 million. So I got a long ways to go, but again, you know, y'all share with others, subscribe, like. You're going to the bus station, you're going to the bowling alley, wherever you're going, just say, hey, there's this YouTube channel. Like, what? Which channel? And you can say IrixGuy. Be like, what? You know, maybe even write it down. You know, get you a piece of paper, get a few pieces of paper, and just write youtube.com/IrixGuy, IrixGuy, just like I'm going to type right here. And just you know, just to say, hey, you know, you need to share this with everyone, because you need to subscribe, like, and share, and help this dude grow. This is an independent channel. I'm not part of a multi-channel network. Everything that you watch on this channel was an idea that I had, something that I created, something I filmed, edited, and put online. So it is what it is. You know, you like it, you hate it, it is what it is. But since y'all are watching, that means that you potentially like the channel, and that's a good thing. So it's growing, but appreciate y'all's help. And that's something else I want to talk about. This show, Epic Drone Show, I think there's a huge need for this show to evolve. And I've got some really cool things. You can see the studio is just absolute catastrophe right now. I mean, it's total mess. But I've got to work on that, and then implement some really cool. This multiple cameras is something I'm working to figure out now, because I want to have it configured to where we can explore a lot of things. So while the show's going on, when the new drones come out, like, I can switch to this camera instead of Sean Coonery. Sean Coonery may be there too, but have the drone, and, you know, have an up close view of the latest and greatest tech while we're doing the live show. And that's easy to do. You can see now I'm just switching back to myself, and the audio didn't go out because the same microphone is being used for the Sean Coonery camera, and then also for this camera. So, and those lights back there, the studio lights, got to get those lit back up, and work on a more, you know, just a more professional looking set, because this is a mess. I mean, we got in the back, we've got an ab roller, we got some bowls for cat food that are unused, obviously. You know, got a lot of those. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the studio that can use improving. So I'm going to work on that. But yeah, I mean, this show is going to got a few offers from some big players and stuff, and that's one thing about, not a disadvantage, but one of the elements of having a channel and running a show like this and being independent is that, you know, you get hit up by so many different agencies, and they're like, you know, we want you to partner up, we want you to do this and do that, and then, you know, obviously I thank them, and I'm like, well, you know, that's great, and you know, appreciate your time, appreciate the offer, but I'm not interested. You know, I'm an independent channel. And it's just funny because a lot of these agencies, they don't give up. They just want to keep going and going and going, and they can't understand why someone would want to continue to lead a solo venture. But see, that's where this channel is different, because this channel is whatever it can become. There's no outside influence. There's nobody saying you can't do this, you can't do that. It is what it is. So anyway, I'll get off of that rant. But yeah, the funniest thing has been taken up, and you know, let's see when that was. That was a few years ago. Let me find that video and I'll share the link. Having to search the channel, there's so many videos on it, which is a good thing. But it was, yeah, this video was back in 2014, and I never will forget. This was one of the big memories for the channel. Let's see. But yeah, there's the link right there. Let's see, Clam 5002. Welcome aboard, Clam 5002. I'm having a problem where a good location to fly my drone. Do you have any suggestions? Well, actually, I do have suggestions. Now, obviously, I'm not law enforcement. I'm not any sort of regulatory body, you know, any sort of governmental agency or anything like that. But my recommendation would be, you know, obviously check with your local area. You know, check the laws, check the regulations in your country, know where you're flying, be familiar, obviously, with your drone, and you know, and perform a very thorough pre-flight checklist, or pre-flight series of checks rather, before every flight, and consult with authorities in the area to ensure that that trying to find, if you feel that you may have found a place to fly your drone, you know, make sure that it's legal, and make sure that that you're familiar with the use of the drone, and you keep it very low. And rule of thumb for me, you know, in most areas where drones are allowed to be flown, there's typically a 400-foot ceiling. So, you know, that being the case, I mean, typically I don't even go over a couple 100 feet, because most of the videos that I film, I can get better detail at a lower altitude. So I have no reason to even get close to 400 feet in the air. But, you know, find a drone training class. Get you some professional instructions, and some professional instruction rather, and really know it inside and out. Know the safety, all the safety aspects of it, and be prepared. Well, what if this happens? What should I do? You know, and obviously be familiar with, be aware of others that may be in the area. Don't fly in a place with people. You know, have a place for where it's only you. And then that way, if something catastrophic happens with the drone and it falls to the ground, just break the drone, hopefully, and the ground. You know, put a dent in the ground, get out there with a divot repair tool, and repair the grass. So, you know, just, again, not advice, just some suggestions. You know, and safety is paramount. And, you know, obviously always be a drone evangelist. You know, spread safe and responsible drone use with everyone. Because if we don't band together as drone hobbyists, this hobby will continue, will in the future rather, cease to exist if we don't promote safety. I mean, that's super important. So, yeah, great questions here. What else we got? I mean, this is an open forum. Sean Coonery says, this is an open forum. He said, ask me something. Hey, Sean Coonery. He said, hello. He said, I will talk about drones too. Yeah, he's actually flown a drone. He said he prefers the Phantom right now. He said he likes the... Adam says, Irix, I took a trip and used my iPhone cam, GoPro, and Phantom drone to shoot video. Am I going to have any issues mixing them all when I edit? Actually, that's a great question. And... you know, using multiple devices to film a video is often a good thing, because you can change the look of that video throughout the video. Now, what I do, and stay tuned. Actually, I'll put together some tutorials for this, and you can go to if you go to snagbear.com, you can find my video editing workflow. I've got a lot of tutorial type stuff in that already. But at a high level, what I do, I template things. So the intros to my videos and the outros to my videos, I film and edit those in 4K, and then I export those short video clips. So when I paste them into Final Cut Pro 10 to start the video project, it's going to, the way I've got Final Cut Pro 10 configured is that it's going to recognize, okay, this is a 4K video clip, so the rest of the project will be 4K. Now there's certain scenarios, DJI Spark for example, where I was filming with Sony Alpha, Sony A7R II, which is 4K, where I was filming 4K video with this, but then I also filmed with DJI Spark, which topped out at 1080p. So I started the project in 4K using the intro and outro clip. I pasted in the 1080p from the DJI Spark, which was in essence up converted to near 4K. Not as good as 4K, but it was 1080p video in a 4K project. Likewise, I could have pulled in other elements. So if I wanted to pull in a GoPro, say I had some GoPro footage that was 1080p from an older GoPro adventure rather, that's something I could paste in. And then there's other 4K clips. Maybe I've got a couple of 4K cameras. Well, I'll just paste that in. It's going to be 4K. Obviously, the mixture of multiple cameras will change the look of the video. Not saying it's a bad thing, because there's value in something that was shot with a camera phone. There can be as much value in that as video that was shot with a higher-end mirrorless camera, for example. So, my best advice is, go for it. I mean, use those multiple cameras. Probably what you're going to find, and this may not be the case. May not be the case with you, or it may. I know with me, when I started experimenting with all these different cameras, GoPro and drones and the camera phone, and then the mirrorless, the cameras that I really liked, and then I knew video. It's fun. Let me know how it performs, because I've kind of been had my eyes on that, and then obviously the Hero 6, the GoPro Hero 6 is about to hit, so it's going to be looks like I got some network congestion there briefly. I don't know what just kicked off on my network. That's weird. Maybe it's YouTube's network. That is very bizarre. I hate network congestion. It says video output is low. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. Buffering is no good. We don't want buffering. So, yeah, just another live show, epic drone show, and I hate to cut this one kind of short, but we're 45 minutes in, and I've got to grill some fancy hot dogs. I got some fancy hot dogs, and oh, we're all good now. I think it was YouTube. Yeah, it says green now. Yeah, it must have been, because now I've got the green. I mean, I've done a lot of tweaking to the network, so I was getting nervous. Yeah. Okay, good. Good, it works. So, yeah, be thinking before the next show. I'm going to do another live show very soon, within the next day or so. Be thinking of questions. Share with your friends. Get people on board.